Hi, everyone. I'm Meredith Molinari, and I am here with John Vignocchi, VP of Production, and we are talking about Disney Infinity 3.0.
Hi, Meredith.
Hi.
How
okay,
are
so
you?
I'm so good. We have to talk about all the new Star Wars playsets.
Okay.
You guys had some really impressive announcements at the press conference.
Well, thank you.
So walk us through a little bit of the Star Wars playsets that we get to see in Disney Infinity 3.0.
Absolutely. So, well, first of all, Disney Infinity is a platform for all things Disney, not just Star Wars. We've got lots of great new content for Marvel fans and for Disney fans. But for the Star Wars fans, we've got 3 playsets that we've announced so far. The first playset actually comes with the starter pack. It's called Twilight of the Republic.
Cool.
It's set during the episodes 1, 2, and 3 time frame, like the Clone Wars, as it's called. And so we've got some great characters in there. Ahsoka Tano comes inside of the starter pack, along with Anakin Skywalker. It's original story. We're actually looking at it right now on screen. Mark, who's a producer on my team, is playing right now. This is Yoda on Geonosis. It's one of the early experiences that you'll have. So anyway, lots of fun content inside of that particular playset. Then, a month later, well, for most people, not for PlayStation fans, but we'll get into that in a second. A month later, Rise Against the Empire, which is a playset set during episodes 4, 5, and 6 releases. And then, of course, there's a small film that's coming out at the end of the year. You might have heard of it. It's called
about the Force.
It's called the Force.
I think the Force is waking up. Or
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, in conjunction with the release of the Force Awakens film, we'll have a Disney Infinity playset, and it's actually a huge honor because we're the only Star Wars: The Force Awakens console game that's out there. So yeah, just a little bit of pressure.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, right? But it's also a ton of pressure because I think the movie's going to be amazing. I think fans are going to love it, and we've got to deliver a great gameplay experience. So
And you
fingers
guys
crossed,
announced,
everyone likes it.
Yes, you guys announced Boba Fett too at our press conference.
We did, right. So last night at the press conference, what up, PlayStation fans? That was, by the way, it's like such an incredible moment for me. Like, my entire life, all I ever wanted to do was make video games. And then, like, I mean, since I was 9 years old, and to get up on that stage and be able to be like, yes, it was huge. So sorry if I was hyped, everyone, but I was with good reason. Anyway, last night we announced that we're gonna have an exclusive Disney Infinity Star Wars Saga starter pack that's only out on PlayStation platforms. So this particular starter pack is going to come with the Twilight of the Republic playset and characters, just like every standard starter pack, but then it's also going to come with the Rise Against the Empire playset and characters. So that playset I said set during episodes 4 through 6, that one is supposed to come a month later. If you're a PlayStation fan, you can actually get that at launch. And then inside of that starter pack is going to be Boba Fett exclusively through the holidays. So it won't be until January for Xbox and Wii U owners that they're going to be able to get that. So it's great. And we love PlayStation. We love PlayStation gamers. And the big thing was just, we went and talked to everybody, and Sony was like, dude, we want to be the destination for Star Wars. Infinity's a huge part of that, and we said, we'd be honored to work with you guys. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's cool. A whole lot of love for the PlayStation fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
I'm a PlayStation gamer myself.
And it's not just about Star Wars, though, like you mentioned.
Yes,
There's so many other characters. You guys are actually also adding the new Disney Pixar movie coming out, Inside Out.
That's right.
Now, all the emotions are going to be there?
That's right, yeah. So Disney Pixar has a totally killer new movie called Inside Out. I think, by the way, the Rotten Tomatoes score is still at 100%. I mean, it is a spectacular movie. So we have a playset based on that film. It's an original story, so it's based on that film in terms of, that's the characters, but it's an original story. It's a little bit different, though. It's more of a 2D with a little bit of isometric puzzle platformer. Here's the easier way to say it. It's a lot like Crash Bandicoot, like the original ones back on PSX. So anyway, you can play as any of the emotions, and they all have different abilities, and allows you to get to and get through different parts of each of the levels more quickly, depending on which emotions that you have. And then there's online leaderboards where you're actually constantly trading scores back and forth, how fast you got through the level with all the different people on your PlayStation friends list. So that's a really cool thing. And then we've got a whole bunch of Disney characters too.
Right, you guys had some fan favorites that people were asking for, that you were like, we're going to listen to our fans, we know what they want.
Yeah.
So we have Minnie.
That's right.
How can you not have Minnie?
I know. Yeah,
right?
This is what people have been saying for the past few years. Like, I don't understand why you've got Mickey and you don't have Minnie. So yes.
She's back.
She's
Minnie. There.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have a huge contingent of actually girl players that play Infinity. I think people would be surprised how many girls are actually playing Disney Infinity, it's almost a 50-50 mix, which I think is pretty cool. So having strong female characters like Minnie, like Ahsoka Tano, like some of the emotions from Inside Out. Mulan, right.
Mulan.
That's another one of the new characters. And she is actually, so that was because I was getting tweets all the time. And I was like, oh my goodness. So we have these meetings about what characters are we going to do, why are we going to do them, like all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, the community is asking for Mulan. We're gonna do Mulan. It's cool to
Give
do.
them what they want.
And it's cool to do another strong female Disney princess, right? So yeah, she's in there. Sam, Flynn, and Korra.
Awesome.
But you had done your homework. Like before we even got on camera, you were like,
I know.
"Oh, JV, hey, by the way,
pumped.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you play Infinity?
You know, I have not played Infinity
No!
yet. Now I have to
Disaster.
start.
Everyone in the comments are laughing right now.
Now that Minnie and Mulan are there, now I'm gonna have to.
All right. Well, I'll make you a deal, Meredith. I will
Okay.
send you a starter pack. So you can become,
Yeah, you heard it here first. You heard it
hopefully
here.
a fan of Disney Infinity.
Absolutely. Now you also have a toy box that you guys have some expansion games that you can play.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit about what that is.
Okay, so inside of Disney Infinity, there's another mode of gameplay. It's called the Toy Box, and it's kind of like you can use your imagination to create and build. It's a little bit like Minecraft, but what's really interesting, and I think that's special that we do with Infinity is the mechanics of our characters, meaning like what they can actually do in the game, like jump, double jump, drive a car, side saddle, ledge hang, all while holding weapons or holding each other. What we can do inside the Toy Box and how sophisticated our characters are, make it kind of stand out from, I think, what's been done in other builder games before. But this Toy Box mode is where you can mash up all the characters together. So this is where you get Darth Vader, you know, who wins in a fight between Darth Vader and Hulkbuster, Iron Man.
So you can actually take like all of the stuff that's like in your brain when you're like, if I wonder if like Iron Man decided to fight Mickey Mouse, like who would actually win?
Right, yeah.
And you can make that happen.
You can make that happen. And I think it's really, really cool because we have our playsets which tell the story, protect, you know, like the vision of filmmakers, more importantly, what fans of Star Wars, like, you know, they want to have that experience and retell and relive those moments interactively. So we have that. But this Toy Box mode, which is where a lot of our fans spend their time playing the game, where you can become the Disney storyteller, you can become the Marvel comic creator. I mean, this is such an incredible mode of play, and people love it. The combinations are crazy.
You can make your own Justice League.
You could make your own, well, maybe not Justice League. I think that's the other guys. But
you
yeah,
have your own A team of all your alpha dogs
also,
all
I
together.
don't think a Marvel license, but you could make your own version of the Avengers.
You could,
Maybe
absolutely.
we'll take
All
it
right,
there.
that's what we'll say.
Yeah. So anyway, it's cool, and I think one of the most exciting things about the Toy Box mode in particular is that we've got a great community that's constantly building amazing fun content to play. So we actually host a weekly web show that we do. We challenge the community. We're like, hey, Avengers Age of Ultron is out this week in theaters. We want to see toy boxes that you design inspired by the film and everything that's inside the film. And so we get between 5,000 and 7,000 submissions each week. And then we actually take those and we take the 5 best, and then we highlight them on the show, highlight the content creators themselves, give back to the community, and then make them available for download for free.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing, and we're really lucky to have like a whole bunch of great members of our community and Disney fans and Marvel fans and Star Wars fans. I mean, it's a daunting task to take all these brands and put them in the same game, but at the same time, it's an honor.
Well, you have some of the expansion games that you guys can actually play that are multiplayer, right? You have a racing game.
Listen to you. You're like, hey, JV, I wanted to talk to you about the expansion games. You start. Yeah, thank you. I saw
You're
your
welcome.
hands.
Roll back. We'll get to it.
All right, expansion games. Yes. So this year we've got these things called Toy Box expansion games. One of them is it's called the Toy Box Villains Takeover. And if you've ever played Infinity, you built inside the Toy Box, there's like a magic wand that you use to edit everything. The concept here is that the villains have stolen that, and you have to go and get it back.
Wow.
And so you'll, almost in like a Kingdom Hearts style gameplay experience, you can take any of your characters from Disney Infinity 1, 2, or 3, so there's like over 100 of them, and you can play through these particular gameplay experiences with those characters. So that's the first one. The second one is called the Toy Box Speedway. Now, this one is very near and dear to my heart, because at GDC a few years ago, I ran into a creative director by the name of Sean Millard, who works at Sumo Digital. And Sumo Digital has done Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing, which I mean, outside of Nintendo, I don't know any more competent developer to make a great kart racer. So he came up to me and he's like, hey, JV, my daughter's a huge fan of the game, da, 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 da. And I was like, dude, I'm a huge fan of Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing. And then we started kind of like talking to each other, like, what could we do maybe to work together? And that's where this whole entire concept of let's put a kart racer into Infinity. And Sumo Digital, these guys based in Sheffield, are working on that for us. And it's a ton of fun.
That's awesome. All right, well, John, thank you so much for stopping by the booth. I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to become the biggest Disney Infinity fan ever.
I hope so, Meredith.
I hope so.
All right.
Awesome.
PlayStation